Hello, usually about this time in the week I would be posting something about an exercise, how to, some sort of steel mace flow, something to do in the gym, usually that sort of thing. Unfortunately, due to an accident, that's not going to happen this week. There's also a slight little turn of events in that I batch filmed content and I've just reached the end of a batch, so it's time to film the next lot, and lo and behold, the week before I'm due to film the next lot, I go and rupture my Achilles heel. So now it's a full thickness rupture. It's about a 28mm gap between each end of my Achilles tendon, which is not good, and as I'm filming this to you, I am actually due surgery tomorrow. See if that goes. It's already been cancelled and rescheduled once already. Let's see how that goes. Now, of course, I'm on social media. I've put the injury on social media, and of course someone had to comment. It was in jest that fitness is supposed to be good for you, and I still stand to that. Well, I don't stand, I sit at the moment, but I still support the idea that fitness is still good for you, even though it was fitness that caused my injury. So I'll explain it a little bit more to you. I was training for a Spartan race with my wife, so I was just training to support her, not necessarily to do one myself at any sort of full intensity. And we went to an obstacle course, a small one. So Spartan sprint is about 5 kilometers. This one was about 1 kilometer. And there's about 20 obstacles on it, so you haven't got to go far before you go up to the next obstacle. Now, we'd done a couple of laps of this obstacle course by that point, trying to get my wife used to getting over the obstacles, trying to get some little techniques from the instructors and whatnot as well. So I, on my third lap, there's a, what do we want to call it? 15 foot maybe? There's a 15 foot, 45-degree wooden ramp, and on the other side there's a slide and it goes into a ditch full of water. So this is, I also don't have any videos of this because I was the one to go and get the video. Got my wife's phone, I went to go run up this ramp so that I could be on the other side of the slide to film her coming down. However, my first step on the ramp, bear in mind, it's the third lap, so I've done this ramp twice already, I've sprinted up it twice already. My toes hit the ramp, and then that's it. It's as if I didn't have a leg. My right leg just crumpled and went straight into the ramp. Now, I don't know if I heard a pop or not, because I'm not sure whether if the pop came from my ankle or the pop was from my toes hit the wood and then my heel smacked. So I'm not entirely sure which it was. However, considering there is a full thickness tear and there is a gap, it probably was my leg that went pop. Now, I did that during a fitness event. You know, if I wasn't a personal trainer, if we weren't going into this sort of thing, I would never have gone and done that sort of event to injure my ankle in the first place. But I still stand to it. Even though it caused my injury, it wasn't training that did, well, it is, I was training for an event, but it wasn't just standard training in the gym. You know, that's still very safe, very low risk, but that's the point in risk. You can never eliminate risk. You can make it reduce, but you can never eliminate it entirely. There's the nature of risk. So yeah, someone did comment on social media saying, oh yeah, fitness is supposed to be good. They're saying it in jest. Now, I'll tell you what, I'm glad I am fit. The awkwardness of this boot thing, it's alright, it's not really heavy, but it's heavier than what you'd expect to have on the end of your foot. And it makes everyday tasks just so much more awkward. I mean, getting up the stairs to go to the toilet, I'm sweating by the end of it because of the effort you have to need to get up there. Every single step is a tricep dip. So the nurse said, when especially in the first few weeks, just bum shuffle up the stairs. So that's what I'm doing. You don't want to risk tripping and falling and catching my foot at this early stage. And it is, get your hands on the step and tricep dip or tricep press your way, get your bum up, and the next one tricep press, next one tricep press. Yes, you can use your foot to help a little bit. However, you know, 30 steps or so, And then you've got to get up, then you've got to balance. So it's then you get to the top of the stairs, it's a single leg squat to try and stand up again. You've then got to hop and hobble down the corridor to the toilet. Then I've got to sort of balance or sit awkwardly. It's just an absolute pain. And I'm glad I have the fitness and strength to do it. I can't really imagine how much more difficult it would be if I was obese or if I lacked strength, or, you know, inevitably time will get me and I'll be old. But being old without those strength benefits, how much harder would it have been? And like I say, I still stick to it this day that you should still be doing your strength, your fitness, your cardiovascular work, regardless of the risk that it comes, because it's going to have a massive benefit later on. And what if this wasn't a fitness-related injury? What if it was a car accident, not fatal, but just something goes wrong, broken leg, things like that? Fitness is your insurance policy, effectively. It's, you know, I'm going to lose muscle mass now. It's going to be about 12-month recovery period. I'm going to lose muscle mass. But if I didn't have any muscle mass to begin with, how much harder is that going to be in 6 months' time? Because I have muscle mass, that's a bit better. Likewise, I went up this ramp, I sprinted towards it at full sprint, and my leg hit and crumpled. And the only damage I got was my ring finger on my left hand was a bit sore, probably because where I've gone to put my hand in, and of course my Achilles heel. But other than that, I'm fine. You know, no broken bones. I didn't even really bruise or feel hurt anywhere else. Probably, in my opinion, down to the fact that I had the strength in my arms and my other leg to arrest my speed. So when I hit, yes, that was at full speed, but the moment I felt it, it was hands out, right, absorb the impact, managed to roll into it, so I ended up landing on my shoulder. And that's it, the only injury I got was my Achilles. All because I've had the muscle mass to absorb and even protect the rest of my body. Likewise, there's a few other things that come along with the whole fitness life that are helping as well. You know, I'm in that disciplined mind of, when I say keep the weight off your foot, I am, because going to the gym and doing these things and doing it all the time, maintaining your form during an exercise is just little bits of practice at discipline every single rep. And that builds your ability to stay within a framework. And I've been given a framework now, and I've got to stay within it. Likewise, it's just been a little bit too easy, or it could be a little bit too easy, to just feel sorry for myself and sit there and eat cookies and ice cream. And the discipline from fitness has prevented me from doing that. It's sort of maybe go, yes, I know what's going to come of this. If my activity is now plummeted, you know, I'm on half my calories literally overnight. My activity has plummeted. I know if I kept that calorie count up, I'm going to start to see the weight build, the cardiovascular risk from obesity. Yes, it's not going to happen overnight. This is a 12-month recovery period. Nip it in the bud, that downward spiral, early on. Get into the habit early on. Feeling sorry for myself, eating loads of cookies and whatnot. Yes, I could bring it back after a week or so once I've got over it. Let's just try and control it straight away. So having that experience with food tracking, knowing what foods are good and which foods aren't, well, I say good and aren't, which foods are more nutritious and more beneficial, which foods are more nutrient dense, knowing what I kind of should and shouldn't be eating at this moment in time is really helpful. And it's better to have had that knowledge before the Achilles went, so I can get on it straight away, rather than having the Achilles go in 3 months' time, go, oh, I can't fit to my trousers, shorts, jeans anymore, and then having to fight back against it. It's getting that going so that on the day this boot comes off, I can get started and get going a lot faster. All because, yes, fitness caused the issue, but fitness is also going to fix the issue as well. Hopefully, to everybody watching, I do apologise, there is going to be a lot less how-tos coming out in the near future. Obviously, it's going to be a bit difficult for me to film. My main issue at the moment isn't that I can't exercise, is that I can't get things like the weights or the mace over to the area that I want to exercise. Likewise, I have a lot of mace videos. I can't really stand at the moment. I've got to be completely non-weight bearing. So that's going to be a little bit of a while before I can film the next batch of content to come through. However, stick with me. What's probably going to happen in the next few weeks is I'm going to probably get sort of do a few more of these videos, maybe a little bit shorter, just a little bit more of an update to keep things going and try and do what I can. So I'm going to explore what exercises I can do seated, see what I can come up with. Things I can always think of, steel mace 360s, I can already, I can do it seated. Today, for example, I can't lift dumbbells to a seat to then actually do, say, lateral raises. However, I can go get a resistance band, which is very light, wrap it around my neck, use my crutches, hobble over to the next seat, put one end of the band underneath my feet, and away I go. I can do lateral raises and get some resistance and keep some stimulus in the muscles. So if you're going through a similar situation to me, I'd love to hear what kind of exercises you've managed to come up with, and one that's going to help me, because I'll go give it a go as well, and maybe we can get these kind of things broadcast to more people to help more people out there as well. Okay, I'll see you soon.